Go ahead, Christian. Let's hear from you.
Hey guys.
No pressure at all.
What? No pressure.
No pressure.
Good morning, guys. It's a new day. It's a new start to a new day. If you have had a bad week, it's okay. You're only human. Don't give up. Just keep going. Take it day by day, and don't give up, because the goal is to just be better by 1% every day.
I love that. I love that. And Christian, you're getting tons of love on social media. Like, people sent me messages about you last week, like, man, this girl's been working her ass off for the last year. So glad that she's aligned with you guys. And so looking forward to seeing how much your career is going to grow moving forward. So hats off to you, and way to show up in a big way. So I had a Christmas gift in the office that I actually just found, and it's been there since Christmas time. JVM gave this to me. And so this book is pretty cool. I was reading it on the plane yesterday. It's called Courage is Calling by Ryan Holiday. It seems like a pretty quick read, but I wanted to share something with you guys in regards to courage, because I think each of us need to have courage every single day in this business, because the shit is pretty hard. And my old mentor used to tell me, you have to have the intestinal fortitude. And I don't know if I like the meaning more behind it, or if I actually just really like the words and the way they sounded. But when you think about it, like the intestinal fortitude and having the guts to move forward and having the courage. So I want to share this with you. It says, today, each of us receives our own call to service, to take a risk, to challenge the status quo, to run toward while others run away, to rise above our situation, to do what other people say is impossible, right? When I think about that, when I think about courage, I think about you guys, because this is going to get hard and it is going to get challenging. And when you think about like Maria, she told the story the other day about her riding roller skates just to get to the office, to be in proximity to other people that were doing deals. And she's like, I know something positive is going to come from me just showing up. I thought it was really, really powerful. So you guys, today we're going to talk about the market. We're going to talk about nuances. We're going to talk about patterns. We're going to talk about dialogue. We're going to be on this dialogue until I am dead. And the reason why, because I want to make everybody masterful in their communication, because I promise you, I am where I am today because I just had really, really good communication skills. And obviously it's grown over time. I've learned, things in my career and learned about leadership, but I am where I am because of being a great salesperson and great dialogue. And it all comes from your ability to be super, super polished in the way that you understand, the way that you communicate. So by a show of hands, who is ready to answer a couple hard questions about the market right now? Because I want you to practice with me and not with the client. So who's going to raise their hand or just give me a reaction below? Who's down to answer a couple quick questions? Cool, awesome. I'll be calling on everybody randomly. Thank you for raising your hands at a high level. I appreciate that. So there is no wrong answer here. So we're just going to go through and I'm going to ask a couple questions and I'm just going to warm everybody up. All right. So Ilona had her hand up. Thank you. I love this participation at a high level. Ilona, I'm going to ask you just to get the gears running, right? Get the lyrics warmed up, right? Before we talk about the market. Ilona, what is your unique value proposition in less than 1 minute? Go.
My unique value proposition, I come with a lot of resources and a lot of knowledge through the members that I work with in my team.
Okay.
And
so stop. Your unique value proposition within 1 minute, you led with us. Why? Because it's easy to talk about the team, the resources, this vibe, this culture. That's easy because what I find with human beings, it's very easy to talk about others. And what's more challenging is to turn the conversation inward. So Ilona, you as a human being, you as a mom, like what is your unique value proposition to the world and why the fuck should I work with you? Sorry, Vanessa, for the cussing.
So I was fortunate enough to grow up in San Francisco Bay Area. My family came here from the Ukraine when I was 3 years old. I know all of the Bay Area like the back of my hand. I lived in the South Bay, I've lived in the East Bay, I've lived in Marin, I've lived in San Francisco. I know all the neighborhoods. I am a mom. I I know the schools around the area. I know how important it is to find what is going to be suited for your children and your situation. I understand commuting in San Francisco and the Bay Area, so I will be able to help you figure out proximity of your daily routine. Being a Bay Area.
All right, let's stop there. All right, so did you guys hear the shift? Right? What did she do the first time? Well, I'm part of, and we are the #1 review team in all of the Bay Area, right? And as soon as she turned the conversation to herself, guess what? I didn't know she was from the Ukraine. And I mean, thoughts and prayers to your family, to your country, to your people, right? Let's have some empathy there. But like instantly, she's a mom, she's from here, she understands the school, she understands commuting, she understands proximity, she understands the schools. But like, damn, like that's your unique value proposition to the world. So really good stuff. I'm going to make it really, really easy on a couple people. I'm going to go to Cortez. Cortez, I want to hear from you, big dog. Same thing. In less than a minute, what is your unique value proposition? I'm warming you guys up before we talk about the market.
My unique, I'm like Ilona, I know the Bay Area pretty well. I am from Chicago originally, but I came to the Bay Area. I lived in Oakland. I lived in Vallejo. I know Solano County like the back of my hand. I know Oakland very well. And I'm just down to earth. I'm a single father. So I can relate to, you know, mothers, fathers, just the normal grind. I'm a blue collar worker before real estate. So I bring that same hard work, hard hat work ethic to my real estate game.
Man, I mean, okay, perfect. I'm loving this, you guys. I'm loving this. And the reason why I say this is that I had a conversation with somebody that knew Chris Lim, who was the founder of Climb Real Estate, who at any given time, Chris was super cool, down to earth dude, very smart, very intuitive. But at any given time, he'd come into the office and be like, Alex, cool, man, having a great day? Yeah, yo, yeah, prospecting at a high level. Stop everything. What? What's your unique value proposition? Like on the spot. And if it was dog shit, he would tell you, dude, that is dog shit. I would never do business with you. I would never want to sell my condo with you. But he would also be there and be like, dude, that was fire. So great stuff, Cortez. Love that, Ilona. Let's go to one other person, then we're going to shift gears. Bill, you had your hand up, raising high. In less than a minute, Bill, because you tend to get long-winded sometimes, big dog. What is your unique value proposition?
Okay, I'm going to keep it short. So my unique value proposition is I am honesty and integrity and a realist. If you want to work with someone that's going to be a straight shooter, tell you the truth, not inflate your ego, not be afraid to hurt your feelings by telling you what is real and what is not real, then I'm all in. If you're not ready for that, you might want to find a new realtor to inflate your ego.
Oh man, I love that. I love that. And you know, you guys, some people might think it's brash, but I will tell clients, listen, you guys, it's my responsibility to keep you very, very, very realistic. And I may be the one that tells you that that is not a good offer and that you guys should walk from that property. It's not about me finding or getting my next commissions, making sure that you guys are happy with the purchase. You guys feel secure in that home. So cool. Let's shift gears, you guys. I'm going to ask a couple quick questions. Let's do this. I'm going to start out with a hard one first, and then we'll work our way backwards. All right. So I have a question, and let me give you a scenario, actually. So it's more of a scenario. So I want to purchase a house in Maxwell Park, right? Let's just take this. I want to purchase a house in Maxwell Park. We're going to be there for the next 4 years, and then my wife wants to move to Idaho. Current interest rates are 4.5%. We're obviously going to pay a 3% closing cost on average. Homes in that neighborhood are anywhere from 10 to 20% over asking. And on this particular home that we want to move into and write an offer on, there is about $30,000 in repairs. It's $20,000 that needs to be done to the house. And then there's some $10,000 in Section 1 pest damage. So what's your advice to this client? What do you say? What do you do? So I want anybody to take themselves off of mute. Simi, was that you? Nope, that was just an accident. Okay. Who wants to take that scenario and have a dialogue with me? What's the advice that you would give your client knowing that scenario? If no one raises their hand in the next 5 seconds, I'm just going to call on somebody. Come on, you guys, this is group coaching. We show up, we volunteer. Jim, I'm going to you. Jim, you know the scenario. That's the situation.
Sorry, I was just on a call with Donna. I missed that. Can you, I'll answer to it, but can you tell me what's going on?
So here's the scenario, and I want to see what your advice is to this client. We want to live in this home for 4 years and move to Idaho because my wife wants to move to Idaho. We're looking for a home in Maxwell Park. Interest rates are currently 4.5%. Average closing cost is going to be about 3%. We know that that house is going to go between 10 and 20% over, and there's about $30,000 in repairs. What's your advice to this client?
Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, on the interest rate piece, I normally refer to lenders. So, Mr. Customer, with interest rates, what I've been looking at is I look at the Fed funds schedule. So these schedules are set, appointments that the Fed FOMC is planning to announce interest rate hikes. So this would be good information to see if rates are going to be increased during those scheduled meetings. So I would definitely talk to your lender to see what's the current rate and what do you qualify for.
4.5. That's what I qualify for.
That's what you qualify for now. So, but rates do fluctuate day to day. So as soon as you decide on a property,
So we did. So let me back you up. I did decide on the property. It's the one in Maxwell Park. We know that houses are going to go between 10 and 20% over. We're going to pay a 3% closing cost, and there's $30,000 of repair that needs to be done on this particular home. What's your advice to the client?
So we would look at the appraisal, and we so the 30,000 in repair costs, we would negotiate that back with the seller. At the same time, we would look at the contingencies and whatnot, and then give a. You're stumping me on this one. My apologies.
No, Jim, no, it's no need to be sorry. This is designed to stump you. Like when I was just writing out the scenario, I'm like, all right, I'm going to stump them. And Jim, it's okay. That's why we're here, because here's the thing. I would rather you say to me, I'm a little stumped. Let's walk through this. Let's hear this. Versus you sitting next to a client who's a fucking engineer and a mathematician and being like, John, I'm kind of stumped on that question. Let me get back to you, right? But Jim, good job. I appreciate you raising your hand. I appreciate you getting in the ring. Julia, let's go over to you. And Julia, there you are. There's your camera. So Julia, do you want me to run through the scenario again, or do you got it?
I got it. I guess my question for the buyer would be, what are their plans for the house after they leave? Are they planning on using it as an investment property after? Because then the numbers could make sense, but with high interest rates, closing costs, and all of the repairs, it may make sense to move into something a little bit more turnkey, and not invest that much money for something that they're just going to move on to and kind of forget about and sell, because you may not be able to make your money from the purchase after.
Beautiful. Well said. Well said. Jeff, you had your hand up, bro. I know that you're at the gym, but did you want to chime in on this, or was it something else?
Oh, no, I was going to chime in, but I was pretty much going with exactly what Julia was going to say. And I would say exactly to you, like, hey, Elias, let's get really serious and get intentional about what is our plan with this. In 4 to 5 years, do you expect to sell this house?
Yeah. I don't know. What's your advice?
Honestly, in my opinion, if you're looking at 4 to 5 years, this may not be the correct house for you to sell. And because what we're seeing is what you're going to have to pay on it. You may not get that back in the 4 to 5 years. But if we're talking about 8, 10 years, keeping it as a family asset, that maybe it could supplement your income. I know when lenders are looking at rental income, they're going to use 75% of it. 75% of rental income in the Bay Area is going a long way in some place like Idaho. So this could supplement your income there. And then you have an asset to rely on to provide you passive income. It could provide you an asset to your portfolio. So that's why we really want to get very intentional about what we see as your solution. For me, if we have the means to getting in here, making this look pretty in the long run, keeping it as an asset in your family would be beneficial, but I want to do what's best for you.
I mean, well said, well said. Julia, you had your hand up. Was that the same hand or was that from before? Okay, same hand. Okay, cool. Let's go over to, let me see who else has their camera on. Clarence, same situation, same scenario, same client. Talk to me, brother. Tell me where I should think. I'm relying on you. You're the expert. That's my scenario. Should I even buy this home?
My scenario is when you look at it from a 3-year perspective, you're looking to move to Idaho at that particular time, anywhere from 3 to 5 years. I really want to know what your intention with the home that you want to buy now. Is this something that you're looking to rent out? Is it something that you want to keep in the family? Is it something that you're looking to sell in a couple of years? Because that's really going to determine where you are with this property.
So we don't really know yet. We just know we're going to Idaho. And so like, we really haven't thought that. We just figure like, we're renting. And so do we continue renting or do we, buy this home that we've really wanted to buy for a very long time?
Yeah, given the current appreciation of properties and through your coordination with the lender as in terms of the interest rates, it may be something that will definitely appreciate over, it sounds like it's something that could appreciate over time. And, at the end of 3 to 5 years, you can really have a better, greater determination as in terms of if it's something you want to keep as a rental or something that you want to sell to help pay down your property in Idaho. But if you keep it as a rental, that's current passive income that will currently help you, as you develop your family in Idaho.
Cool. Awesome, man. Awesome. And like, from an uncomfortability level, how uncomfortable does that question make you? 10 being the most uncomfortable, 1 being the least uncomfortable. How uncomfortable does that question make you?
It was about a 9, because when you originally said it, I was sitting here stumped. I'm like, what do I tell these people?
All of a sudden, I ask the question and I see this.
Yep.
someone's camera like, this motherfucker better not call. All right, cool, you guys. Let's keep cruising. I'm going to ask another person this question, brand new to group coaching. Alex Lopez, spoken very well, my man. Let's hear from you. You're astute. You know this business. You've been in the game for a little while. Same exact scenario. What do you advise your client?
Definitely, I would want to know the intention. So it's going to be like, what is your plan? If you don't have the plan of what you're going to do now, and it's a 3 to 5 year time frame, I would go like, well, the forecasting by the experts is, yeah, homes are going to appreciate. But here's the thing: no one has a crystal ball, so we don't know what's going to happen. So for right now in this situation, if you feel that this is what you want to do, like buy a home, I would definitely suggest let's move forward. That's a good interest rate, right? It's a good price point, but definitely want to negotiate back for the repairs, right? And definitely there can be down the outlook the generational wealth, because that's one thing that I highly recommend to all of my clients is how can we go ahead while acquiring assets and thinking of our game, or while we're thinking of our game plan for the future, acquire assets along the way that are going to produce income for our future generations.
Cool, good stuff, man. I like the words. I like what I'm hearing. Let's go over to either Janita Jones or Kim Liu. Either one of you can chime in on this, but you do have to take yourself off of mute and you do have to put your camera on. Can either one of you answer the scenario question or address the scenario?
I'm in the shower, like.
Okay, all right. Well,
I'm listening though.
We're gonna move on, man. I appreciate it. Kim Liu going once, Kim Liu going twice. All right, let's go to Patrick Jing. Patrick, are you on? Patrick going once, Patrick going twice. All right, cool.
Oh yeah, I'm here. Could I get
Hey,
what was the question again?
All right, can you put your camera on really quick?
No, I'm pretty sick actually. So
oh, you're
like,
sick?
Yeah, I don't know. If
right, here's the thing, man. I'm gonna take it easy on you this morning, so I won't call on you on this one. Feel better, my man. I know that it's going around right now, so take care of yourself. But Kim just came on the camera, so Kim, I'm gonna ask you the scenario question, and I'm looking forward to seeing you this afternoon. You ready? Hey, Boomer, you got to take yourself off of mute.
Hello.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Good to have you in my hometown. Looking forward to the sprint today. All right. So, Kim, did you hear the scenario? Or do you want me to run it through you again?
I heard the scenario.
Cool. Let's hear it. What do you say to your clients? You've been in this game for a very long time. What's your recommendation? What's your advice?
Well, it sounds like they're moving to Idaho.
Yep.
and they're not really sure when they're moving and they're buying this property over asking, spending a ton of money to over improve it, correct?
Correct. Yeah, it's $30,000. It's obviously Maxwell Park. It's going to go anywhere between 10 to 25% over, 3% in closing costs, but we want to move in 3 years. So like, what's your advice to them?
Well, I would say it sounds like you're obviously going to move because you're telling me you are going to move. So why would you spend all this money paying over asking price with a property that your intention is not to stay long term? If you're looking at possibly flipping it and doing an investment, why not invest in something a little bit less money, less risk? So then if you move, you're not stuck with this property, because 3 years is pretty short to try to flip a property, and it's going to be a lot of stress. This is not obviously a forever home. So why spend all this money and putting it into a home that you're, it's not guaranteed you're going to be able to recoup it.
Yes,
You know?
I love that. And Mr. Buyer, the chances of you getting into positive equity in the next 2 years, 3 years, I mean, it can be, obviously we haven't seen a decline in price, especially in Maxwell Park. However, you still might be playing catch up and getting into positive equity. Why? Because you're paying so much over asking price. You're playing catch up on your, your closing costs, plus the interest rates are high. So in this situation, if the client has a decent rent and they've been in that home for a while, this might be a scenario where you say, you know what, I'm going to think of the best interest of the client. It might be best for you just to stay in your decent rent until you move to Idaho. Save that money, continue to hold on to that money, and then invest it in Idaho. But I literally, if I was having a conversation with the client, that's probably the advice that I would give them. So Kim, I love that scenario. And like saying, hey, why are you going to go all in if it's not your forever home? If you're going to move in 3 years, why would you even consider that? And you guys, we had the same exact situation last year. They wanted to live in Maxwell Park in this beautiful turn of the century home, and they were going to leave to San Diego in 4 years, guaranteed. I was like, why aren't you just buying a condo? Why aren't you just buying a condo for the next couple of years instead of going all in? At that time it was like 22% over asking price. So good responses, you guys. I love this. I love the interaction at a high level. So great stuff, Kim. So here's a good one. Should I wait until prices go down? Obviously, we're hearing this across the board in all different markets. So I'm going to go to Daniela Lopez. Daniela Lopez, can you turn your camera on? Are you in an ability to talk right now? Daniela going once, Daniela going twice.
Oh my gosh.
Woo, look at that hair.
Man.
Hey, it looks better than Andrea Willis's hair the other day. No, I'm just messing, Andrea. All right, so Daniela,
still healing from my chin. So
yeah, how you feeling? Does that affect your voice at all? Because it doesn't sound like it.
No. My voice is good. So let's get into it. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna just like it.
So all right, so here's the thing. We've been thinking about buying a house. We've been watching the market. We've seen some steady dips or slight dips in some markets, and then other markets it's crazy. So we're thinking about waiting until prices go down. What's your scenario? What's your thoughts? How do you have communication with your client?
That's a very natural response. People want to wait because people feel like things are going to go down. However, I wish I could tell you that that's going to happen. I don't have the ability to do that, nor does any other realtor in this area. What I can say though is that being in the market, buying right now, is going to create a better situation for you in the future. 2 years ago, people were like, oh, I'm gonna wait for the crash after the pandemic. And it turns out that interest rates are increasing. So at that point, that was the crash people were waiting for. What I could do is get in communication with a couple lenders, get in communication with other people on my team to give you a better response. But that's what I can see right now, and that's the best I can do for you.
Okay. All right. Here's the thing though about the way that Daniela communicates is that there's a level of confidence in who she is as a human being that even if she doesn't know the exact data right now, based on confidence, you feel like, well, she seems like she's got her shit together because she's so confident when she speaks, right? That it's like, there must be some validity to what she is saying because she is so confident in the way that she conveys her message. And so Daniela, good stuff. And what you're doing is you're just learning. You're just starting to stack. You're starting to gain your knowledge, and you're starting to do, like really get into the data, the facts, the figures, the stats. So really, really good stuff. I love this. Let's go over to Joey DeWong. Joey DeWong has been in the game for many years now. He had his best year ever last year in real estate. So Joey, want to go to you, brother. You've heard this scenario over and over and over again. Joey, we just kind of want to wait to see if prices go down. Like, what are you saying to your clients? What's that communication like? And sometimes in some scenarios, I'll be honest with everyone on this call, it might be better for them to wait. Literally. So Joey, let's hear from you, bro.
I'm actually going through with a buyer that's had the same exact scenario. So my answer to that is, if you're going to wait, we don't know exactly where the market is going to take us. With interest rates going up and with prices still going up with low inventory, I think it's best for you to maybe take advantage of the lowest interest rates, because as soon as the interest rate has increased, it's going to affect your monthly mortgage payments. And, with a lot of buyers right now that we see that could afford homes 6 months ago, now they can't afford homes now. And let me see.
Yeah, bro, it's good. You're doing good, man. Keep cruising, man.
So we don't know exactly where the market's going to take us. So maybe in 6 months later, and interest rate does go higher, and then with the stats showing that there is low inventory, then price is going to still stay the same. So I can't tell you exactly if you could purchase a house in the next 6 months or so.
All right. I like that you just experienced this situation. Julia, you had your hand up. Is that a new hand?
Yes, I just kind of wanted to try this one out, but first I would say, Mr. Customer, I completely understand. It's so tough right now getting into something, and I know that buyer burnout is real, so we can take as much time as you need. I just want to let you know though, typically we see if interest rates rise, sometimes the rates for housing falls, right? But in this market, that's not the case. What's happening is that there's no inventory out there, and everyone that's ready to buy are driving the rates up. So as interest rates are going up, the housing market is also following along with it because of the lack of inventory. And I highly recommend you taking your time, but also thinking about getting into something into a lower price range and readjusting your goals. So maybe 750 was your max before. That means we need to be looking in the 599 to 615 range for you to get into something with a little bit more wiggle room for all of that competition.
Wow,
so that's kind of what I would say.
Julia, I'm loving this. I'm loving this dialogue. Jim, you had your hand up. Oh, Jim's loosening up. He's like, oh shit, round 2, coach. Let's go. All right, so Jim, let's hear from you, bro. You had your hand up.
I had to redeem myself. You caught me off guard earlier. So Elias, you're waiting for the prices to drop.
Yeah.
What is the actual price that you're looking for? Based off of your current search, what is the actual price?
All right, so key question here, you guys. So my price point is no higher than 900, and see how he qualified the conversation there. I absolutely love this. Yeah, so it's, I don't know, 850, 825.
850, 825. So based off of that, are you looking to stay in this house for long term, 5 to 10 years, or is this going to be a flip?
No, this is going to be for our family to raise our kids in.
Fantastic. So in Solano County, we've been seeing 17% growth. So based off of the
what does that mean? 17% growth.
So year over year, there was a 17% growth in price increase. So it increased by 17%. So for it to drop down 10% to even 20%, it's highly unlikely. But if you're going to be staying in the home,
I thought it used to be cheap to live in Solano County.
It used to be. It used to be, but the idea here is if you're going to be if you're looking to stay within 5 to 10 years, you're going to be an investor. And normally with investors, these are long-term commitments. So if you're looking for a short-term gain with price drop, there's a lot of stop loss that's been set in place to prevent a major crash, such as what happened in 2008. or yeah, 2008. So your idea at 825 to 850 is maybe we can find a home at that price range, but maybe not this home.
I like this. I like this. And Jim, so why are so many people moving to Solano County? Like what? Like I thought this was like the outskirts, man. Why are so many people moving here?
Well, not a lot of people notice that we're 45 minutes away from Sacramento. We're 45 minutes away from Oakland. We're quite central, actually. We're 20 minutes from Napa. The 80 corridor is just right there. 680 corridor. We're 45 minutes from Walnut Creek. So everyone's seeing that, hey, prices here are still pretty decent, and everyone's converging here because the commute is quite short.
I love this. I love this, Jim. Good stuff. Because what did COVID do to us? COVID blurred geographical lines, meaning, well, I'm never going to move to Fairfield. I'm never going to move to Dixon. I'll move to Dixon. I'll move to Fairfield, right? Because I could afford something now. And there was people working from home. And then what COVID did is it blurred the lines of seasonality. Right before it's like, oh, springtime's coming, summertime's coming. Yeah, obviously we're gonna have more inventory in spring and summer. That's natural, but it blurred the lines of like when the hot markets were. Last year, every single season was a hot market. We had our best quarter, the fourth quarter of the year, and we were going into the winter time. So it's blurred the lines, people working from home. And so, there's going to be blowback and carryover from COVID for a very long time. So Jim, spoken like a true professional. I absolutely love this. All right, cool. So let's continue on. I want to go to a couple other people. I want to hear what your battle plan is. Right now, you're going to write an offer. Bo, I'm going to turn it over to you, brother. You're going to write an offer. You're in Elk Grove, super, super competitive. Your client asks you, well, hey, Bo, our last realtor would just send us stuff from the MLS and they would copy these links. It was bullshit. Didn't really like it, didn't communicate. So I want to know right now, this is super, super important. We have to get in the house by August 1st because our lease is up. We want to be in, the kids want to be in the new house before school starts. So Bo, what is your battle plan? How do you get offers accepted in this competitive environment in less than 2 minutes? What is your battle plan?
Well, just like it sounds like your plan is to be aggressive. We have to get in quick. So let's make sure that we're looking at homes that are well within your guys' price range. We can go in, look at the numbers. I'm a numbers guy, so we're going to look at all the other properties that have sold, see how much they're going over asking and what our competition is by looking at that last little number of how many offers they had, because that's how many families we're fighting for or fighting against in order to get into these house before school, probably just like they are. So we're going to go in with the right numbers. We're going to go in and communicate highly with the agent, make sure that they know that we are in this, we're going to close, and make sure that we have a good team surrounding us, including your lender, transaction coordinator, all of those pieces, so that they know that we're ready to play ball and get this thing done.
Beautiful. And if there's no inventory in this area of Elk Grove, like, do you guys do like any mailers or anything like that, man? Or just need some help?
Yeah, I mean, we're out there knocking on doors, seeing who needs to move. Because just like you guys are trying to move, there's a bunch of other families that are looking in the market and saying, oh, I'm able to move over here now and sell my place in order to get this money. So we're out there knocking on doors, just trying to find families before they even go out to the market.
Wow. Is that an advantage or a disadvantage for us as a buyer?
Oh, it's an absolute advantage. I mean, how nice would it be to be talking to a family that hasn't even posted their home on the market? We're not competing with 50 other agents and their clients in order to get this property. It's just you and us.
Ooh, I mean, straight fire, man. I mean, straight fire. Rakitha, you just wrote a novel in the chat. I haven't had a chance to read that, but instead of me reading that, why don't you take yourself off of mute and let's go to you, Rakitha. Good stuff, Bo. Rakitha going once, Rakitha going twice.
Oh yeah.
Can you put your camera on?
Okay, let's see. My baby is looking crazy right now.
It's all right. It's all right.
Okay. No, so I was just saying.
Remember Andrea the other day? I mean, no judgment.
She looked nice. She looked nice though. She looked good.
My son had his helmet.
I'm feeling very attacked. I'm feeling very attacked this morning, and my hair is the same hairdo. So
yours was nice. My baby is looking crazy.
I love it. All right, Rakitha, let's hear from you. Your response. I didn't get a chance to read that, so let's hear it.
So I would just say something like, from what the market is showing us right now, the chances that price is going down would be slim, you know? So I want you to really think about your opportunity, the opportunity cost of waiting. As rates increase, your purchasing power will go down by like 10%. So you want to think of it from a perspective of what would my opportunity cost of waiting would be. People are getting into houses right now and they're going straight in with equity. We had a client bought a house in Antioch last year. We ran into them this year and we've seen that they actually made $105,000 in equity just from buying a home. So you really have to look at it from a perspective of what would my opportunity cost of waiting be? Something like that.
You guys, that's an actual client. I don't know if it was a third-party story that I shared, but it was one of my clients, Antioch, 23.
I stole it from you.
Yeah, right. And thank you, because listen, that's a third-party story that she remembered. Now she's using it in dialogue with the new consumer, right? These people are 23 and 24 years old, and in 1 year, they made $100,000 in equity in their home. 1 year. They have a pool, they built a grotto, they built like this beautiful pergola. It was just an absolute like treasure for them, and like in a really, really good community too. So Rakitha, really, really great dialogue. I appreciate that at a high level. Let's go to, let me see who else's camera's on. Let me go through the list here. All right, so let's see. Hector, I want to hear from you, big dog. Same scenario, no, different scenario. So Hector, I want to know what your battle plan is, man. My last agent, we dropped him, didn't communicate, didn't really have a strategy, just kind of just said, yeah, we'll write off. All we did was write offers and we never saw any traction, no communication. We didn't really understand what the plan was. We were kind of telling him what to write. So I got to know, man, like, what is your battle plan? How are you going to get offer accepted in this competitive environment?
Hey, Elias, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, for me, you may get tired of hearing from me, but I'm hyper responsive. You hear from me all the time with before and after making offers, but more importantly, we have to understand why that last offer did not get accepted. Did you get any feedback? What was it like for you after each offer?
Getting beat out, like we always got beat out. We were always like 5th, 6th. We were always like not even in the running.
So it all depends on how the offer was written. I would do a deep dive and analyze what is it that was left out, because what's very important here is your purchasability. So if we're not making offers within the range you're supposed to, that's going to be the number one thing that's going to throw you off, is you may be looking at the wrong price point, and that's where I would start.
Okay, all right, and so okay, that makes sense. And then like what have you done? Like, give me a scenario in a recent offer that you got accepted. Like, what do you think won? Tell me.
So for me, recently I had a client who won their particular offer because they were aggressive with the options that he provided the seller. So what we strategized was that the sellers were moving out of state. So we knew that they needed a potential rent back, but also they needed flexibility with how they were going to do it. So we gave them an option to do a rent back. And then we also gave them a second option within the purchase offer. So they had flexibility of choosing either A or B. And that's actually what won our offer in addition to purchase price. So Hector, it just depends on what the scenario is on the other side.
Okay. So Hector, does it always have to be the highest price that gets an offer accepted in this comparative? Because I don't know. Does it always have to be the highest?
So in this particular market, 90% of it is, but also there's creative ways to get your offer accepted. It just depends on what's happening on the other side. So again, for me in your situation, I would definitely analyze what the scenario is, deep dive, get like buddy BFFs with the listing agent to try to figure out how we can get your offer accepted and move forward that way. But it really all depends on a lot of major factors, but I would definitely do that for you to make sure your offer gets accepted, especially if you fall in love. If it takes me buying, the listing agent some tickets to some games, we'll do it, but we have to make it work somehow.
Man, I love this. And a couple things that you have to listen into is verbiage. Like, this is a game of chess. Every single offer that they write, all right, cool. Let's unpack everything and let's move our pieces to where we feel we need to move them, right? What do the disclosures say? What do the reports say? What do the comps say? What is the communication with the listing agent? What's the history? What's the neighborhood? What's the patterns, right? I got to collect all this data to develop my strategy for that particular home in that particular neighborhood for that particular area. Like, it's just, you have to look at it every single time. This is a science project. This is a chess game. And I have to look at it that way. There's no one blanket way. Obviously, you're going to have tried and true methods that are going to work, but you have to look at this as every single offer you write is a new strategy, different thoughts. You have to unpack the bag and you have to see, okay, where's our angle? What can we do to win? So, man, really, really great stuff, Hector. Let's hear from one other person who wants to volunteer and take that. I want to hear what your battle plan is. And if a client asks you that same scenario, what is your battle plan? Let's go with Chris Edwards. I'm gonna go to you, brother. Oh, he said, "Woo."
Nah, my fault. I'm at Enterprise. I'm trying to do all this stuff.
No. Do your thing. Just listen, bro. Just do your thing. Roberto Nunez, I'm gonna go to you, brother. Let's hear from you, man.
Could you repeat that question for me one more time?
So what's your battle plan, man? Like, we worked with an agent before, just kept on getting knocks in the chin, getting beat up, not the best communication. So I just want to know right now, if we're going to put our faith, trust in you to represent us as our realtor, what's your battle plan? And if you can articulate to me and my wife, how are you going to get our offer accepted?
Okay, well, I apologize that happened to you. What exactly do you feel lacked in the other agent that you had? When you guys put in offers, what lacked?
Like, I don't know. That's the whole thing. I don't know what lacked. So what I'm asking you is what your battle plan is and how you are going to get offers accepted. Because quite frankly, I don't know what lacked. We just kept on getting no. And my wife is sitting over here and she's pissed off at me and she's blaming me. And oh my God, it's causing tension in the house. So I just need a clear understanding of what your battle plan is and how you are going to get our offer accepted. That's what I need to know.
Okay, well, off what I'm hearing, it sounds like the other agent had zero strategy. And on my side, you have nothing to worry about. Did he ever go with you through the steps from A to Z, what it takes to get an offer accepted in this market?
Not really. He just said he's been selling real estate for 17 years and he had big baggy pants and yeah, like that was it.
Okay, well, here's what I'm going to do for you. First of all, we need to set up a game plan, right? A strategy. We need to know exactly what we need to do from A to Z. And also we need to know exactly what neighborhood you're in. We need to get the market data and we need to know exactly what the seller in that market is looking for. We need to know exactly what they think they're going to get. So first off, I think we start off with the strategy and then we go from there.
Okay, cool. And obviously, dude, brand new, still developing his craft, still
Yeah.
But
I'm like 2 weeks into my license. Yeah.
It's cool. And here's why we're doing this, man. I want you to practice this. Because if you're a licensed realtor, if you're posting on social media, if you are not being a secret agent, someone's going to be like, you know what, Roberto, we're actually thinking about buying. We actually live right by the new development that's called Oak Knolls, and it's between San Leandro and Oakland. And what we're thinking is that in the coming years, when that project is complete, that we're going to see an increase in property values in this area. So we're thinking about living over there. So kind of wanted to get your battle plan, right? So it's like, these are things you're going to start learning, bro. So Roberto, good job. Way to step up and way to at least get on the mic because this environment's nerve wracking. Daniela has her hand up. I'll go to you, Ilona, and then Otis next.
I just have a quick question. Are some of these scenarios on Slack, like that we can print them out or like look over them, use them as flashcards, or do you have other resources that we can use? Just to practice, not just for group coaching, but I think a group of us want to get together just to sit in a circle and kind of do this. So where can we find these resources? And thank you so much.
So let me show you really quick. As I'm reading, as I'm researching, I always get inspiration from all kinds of different areas, but let me go here. Biggest questions clients are asking this spring. Will they see more inventory this spring? Why are prices rising so quickly? Should I wait until prices go down? How will rising inflation impact the housing market? Should I wait? Once again, and then bottom line kind of tells you what you need to do. This is from KCM. I just pulled this. If you guys go to KCM on social, I always like to repurpose this information. You can go here and see the biggest questions that clients are asking this spring. You can also get some free downloads. You can turn any of these icons, any of these articles into conversation pieces. You can turn this into dialogue. There's things in here that you can use for just communication, practicing with your team members, so on and so forth. So you hit here, and then you'll have all the links to all these things. Do I want to see this on your social as a fucking wall and like an article for Keep Current Matters? No, but I want to start the dialogue and get your mind working. If someone says these things, how do I respond? And so good stuff, Daniela. This is one resource. Also, go into the market updates channel in Slack, and you can see the different scenarios or the different articles, and then you build the scenarios based on what you read, right? So that's what I'll do is I'll read something, and then I'll base my scenarios off of what I read.
Okay, cool. And then just quickly touching base, if you guys do want to use that on social, just how we're practicing right now during this call, you could easily turn any one of those ideas into an Instagram reel. Just practice it, say it, in the mirror, practice it maybe with a friend, but you could easily make that into an Instagram reel, because I promise you not many agents are doing it.
Totally. I love this. I love this. Ilona, we'll go to you, Otis, and then we'll wrap up with Nicole Penland. Ilona, let's go to you.
Okay, so hi, Mr. Buyer.
Hi.
I wanted to.
Oh, she wants to go right in. Okay.
Yeah, I want to talk
good.
about what you were just saying. So as we know, the market is hot and it is incredibly competitive. And the way that I stand out with working with you and getting our offers accepted is highly precise communication, and not just with you, but as soon as we find that house and we know that we want to put an offer in, I'm calling the seller agent. I'm going to figure out what it is that we can do to put in the offer to make that seller agent look good for their seller. I'm communicating from the start. Also, we take steps, and if you're willing to work with me, we'll go as far as we can in your pre-approval process to make sure that you are not just pre-approved, but actually underwritten, so that we can get rid of some of those contingencies and make our offer look really competitive in timing. Because we know timing is everything, we have a certain strategy to make sure that your file is going to be ready, and our communication with the selling agent is on to point, so we know exactly what they need, and we know exactly what to make them look good with their current seller.
Well said. And brand new to the team, you guys. So hear this. Otis is pacing. This dude's ready. Grab the mic, bro. Let's hear from you, and then we'll go over to Nicole Penland.
Hey, man, everybody else getting me pumped up. I got to try to bring it. Elias, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm good, brother.
Thanks for the call. Thanks for meeting with me. I heard the sincerity in your voice when you said that you needed a battle plan. How about a game plan? Yeah. Most people don't come prepared. Why don't you take my playbook and just go over it? Yeah, you and the wifey, grab it. Just go over the pages. The first page is going to tell you that my team is one of the best teams out there. Numbers don't lie. Our numbers are up to numbers that you couldn't even believe. Okay, you with me now? Are you with me? Are you with me now?
No, hold on. What are the numbers?
We are the #1 reviewed Bay Area team with 930 plus reviews coming in. So what that can tell you right there is people are taking a look to what we're doing. And you talked about this battle that you didn't win. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that. I'm sorry that you're feeling a little frustrated. Now let's go win this war. My game plan is not to only go the traditional way and getting these MLS listings to look for your dream home, but I'm gonna go to these off markets where the competition isn't gonna be as high, where we might get an offer just to squeeze in there. There are going to 20 to 30% almost in areas that we're looking in right now that you just told me about, right? We know that. We are also know that we are scared of the unknown. And right now, the unknown is keeping you from making this decision. Let me help you get to where you need to do by informing you a little bit more than what the last real estate agent does. And when you get that, let me take that and let's win this war.
So let me ask you a question. You mentioned numbers earlier. How many homes have you guys sold this year as a team? Because you talked
900 and counting.
No, wait. How many homes have you sold this year?
This year? Last year, we sold 900 homes. This year, we're on pace to go for $2 billion in sales. That is my whole team. Why am I talking about team? Because I'm going to put my ego aside like that last agent, and I'm going to do what I have to do to get you this home. If I have to tag in a partner, if I have to give up a little bit to get you this dream home, that's what I offer. That's what I'm willing to do for you.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, so tell me right now how many homes that we have sold this year as a team, not in character. How many homes have we sold as a team this year?
I don't know. I'm gonna keep it,
Who,
I'm gonna keep
who
it
has
above.
the answer?
Who has the right answer? 200, almost 200.
Nope.
Nope.
This is why, and this is by design, you guys. When we share the stats on the team meeting, take those stats, you guys, because it's important when you're having this dialogue with consumers. You guys, 232 homes have been sold by our team this year, and right now for pending units, it's 121.
23? 228 and 123?
No. 232 in sold homes in 2022. That's what we've sold. For pending units, it's 121. Know your numbers. Those stats can be found every single week in the team meetings. If you guys need them, write them down now, because here's the stats. Pending units, 121 pending units. That is a total. And Judith, if you could type this out in the chat. 93,324,595. That's our pending volume just this year. Units sold, 232 units sold just this year, which equates to 173,376,764. If you're going to talk about numbers, know your numbers, right? Right. It's one thing. Last year we did 884 units. We sold $674 million in production. There's no other team that is equipped to handle and manage your asset than Team Fast. What other questions do you have, right? It's just about confidently knowing your numbers anytime you're in front of a consumer. Good stuff. Nicole Penland, let's hear from you.
I just had a question, especially since today is Wednesday. Are we still doing the bars?
No, the bar is not a standing meeting.
Okay, that's why I was, thank you. I'm always looking for it on a calendar on Wednesday, like it's not there.
So was that your only question? All right, Nicole, well, since you took yourself off of mute, I'm gonna have you answer the question. What is your battle plan right now to get my offer accepted?
Okay, so my battle plan would be, and you just caught me off guard, but my battle plan would be, one, to look at everything we're up against. Give me the opportunity to reach out and connect with the agents, do a temperature check, but also we need to sit down and break down the numbers so that we're coming in with a quality offer. It's not necessarily always about the numbers, but 80% of the time it is. We also want to make sure that we're coming to the table with conditions that are going to make the seller happy, so that will increase your chances of being accepted.
Beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love it. Hey, Judith, really quick, can you, I'm trying to pull up something really quick that Judith created for me. Judith, can you pull up the dream home list that you recreated for me?
Hello.
Judith, are you there?
Yeah, we can hear you. You can go on.
Can you bring up the dream home list that you created for me?
All right.
Because I can't seem to locate it right now. Let me see. Hold on one second, you guys. Hold on. And then I'm going to give you share screen rights. And if you could just share that with everyone, and then we'll make sure to drop the file. Judith, do you have it?
Why are some pictures with
I'm still looking.
Because those people are raising their hand because they're waiting.
Hi, baby. What's your name? What's your name?
Want to say hi? I'm sorry. Olive.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Sorry, I didn't know I was on mute.
It's okay. How old are you? 4. Oh my goodness. 4. Okay, I love it. Love it. Judith, any luck? If we don't have it now, we got to move on. I want to make sure, like, Judith going once, Judith going twice.
Hey, Elias, can I try again?
I'm opening it right now.
One second, Chris.
Okay.
And then Judith, if you would please share your screen so I can share this with everyone. Then we're going to drop the file here.
Mhm.
And then I just gave you share screen next.
I guess I have to, I'm checking under your file, it's not there, but I can go ahead and paste it on the minutes.
Okay, let's do that. And then we're going to review that on Friday, you guys. But thank you, Judith. Chris, we're actually at time, bro, but Friday, I'm going to have you go. Okay, so Friday, I want to have you go because I have to get over to this event. But here's the thing, you guys. When we talk about this, you guys, everything comes down to your dialogue. I'm going to go over the same shit over and over and over again, and it's all by design, right? We run the West Coast offense. We have very simple plays. You run them over and over again, become masters at those plays. They're going to win in this market, I promise you. So listen, you guys, I appreciate you. We're here at this event. It's called EXP Sprint. We earned the right to be here, so I'm very excited to go share, break bread, and mastermind some folks. But I want you guys to go to the EXP Instagram channel, and you guys will see that EXP was able to achieve and reach 78,000 agents as a company. It is absolutely crazy how fast this company has grown and what's happening. So when I tell you this, I'm going to say this to every single person on this screen. They're all coming, meaning all the agents, they're coming to EXP. They're going to align with somebody. I would rather them align with you. I would take that 78,000. I would create a bit about it. I would share with people what you've learned, why EXP is the model of the future. And let's get people in front of me and Kenny. That way we can start building your organizations and we'll help you guys. So huge money to be made. They're all coming. Somebody's going to make that money. I would just prefer that you guys make that money. So have a wonderful day. Peace. Love you guys. Super grateful for you. I'm going to go eat tacos and then go to this event. Peace.